everybody! The other day, the kids and I went to a bookstore in Tokyo that sells English children's books. A lot of English children's books. It's huge. I love going there, but because it's in downtown Tokyo, we haven't been able to go for a while. So the other day we went and I just had so much fun. As you guys know, I love children's books. I love educational toys for kids. I'm all about that. Actually, I think I get more excited about stuff like that than the kids. I think it's me, basically, who wants to get all these like edu toys and books for the kids. I found the most amazing books, not just for learning English, but just wonderful books that have themes that you'd want to share with your children. And today, I just wanted to share those with you. I've got a few here. So, in no particular order, I'm just gonna get started. Okay, the first one is called If the World Were 100 People. It explains the world to children using numbers they can understand. If you tell a child there are 8 billion people in the world, that's not going to make a lot of sense to a child. It doesn't even make a lot of sense to me, actually. It's hard to really wrap your mind around the fact that there are so many people in the world. So in this book, it takes different statistics about our world and explains it in numbers that you can really understand. And I think the illustrations are really beautiful too. They're really cute. So it starts by saying, let's assume the world is 100 people. Basically, it turns the world into like a village of 100 people. It'll tell you how many people out of 100 are over the age of 65. It's really easy to see the world in numbers. Now, it gives you tons of facts, like how many people have brown hair, or where people live, on which continents people live, what languages people speak. Only 6 out of 100 speak Spanish. Eso no puede ser. Like, that's what I thought. Eso no puede ser. Like, I was so surprised about that. 世界でね、Taka, 100人が世界だとすると、世界の人口だとすると、英語を喋る人は何人がいますか？5人。It's just 5 people, can you imagine? 17人は中国語、ちなみに。確かに。面白いね。これ絶対面白い。I like to show my children that I'm interested in the world and that I'm trying to learn about the world. And books like this are so much fun because you can learn with your children. And it's not embarrassing as a parent not to know this. Well, who knows these statistics? Nobody does. So it's fun to learn about the world. The second one that I found is a highlights book. I don't see these often in Japan. It's an American, choking myself. But Highlights is a subscription service in America that sends magazines to children in different age groups from the age of 0, I think. And the magazines are filled with puzzles and poems and pictures you can, color. And then they'll have like little tongue twisters. Like this is one. Tootie tore her turquoise tutu. 5 fun-loving flamingos frolic. Like just fun stuff like that, but also puzzles where you have to find a certain item. Alex and Olivia love hidden picture puzzles. Wow, this is so cool. Even me as an adult, like I have so much fun with these. I just realized, I think emotionally I'm still a 6-year-old. I think Alex is gonna surpass my emotional level very, very soon because I love stuff like this. Anyways, if you can find anything from Highlights, I recommend it. It's fun and it's not that expensive. Like this was only $13.79 with tax. Not bad at all. Okay, next one. Oh, Olivia loves this book. We've been reading it a lot ever since I bought it. Olivia loves things that go. What do you call them in Japanese? Hataraku kuruma? Norimono, I guess. So she loves ambulances, helicopters, shinkansen, bullet trains. She loves all of those. She especially loves garbage trucks. I don't know why. So she saw this at the bookstore. She thought it was a book about garbage trucks. So she said, I have to have this. But it's Usborne, and I have mentioned Usborne before in previous videos. Usborne is fantastic. You cannot go wrong with an Usborne book. And the bookstore that we go to in Shinjuku, Takashimaya has like a Kinokuniya, and I think on the 6th floor, they've got a ton of these Usborne books. It's a lift the flap book, so the kids are constantly lifting flaps and seeing what's underneath, and it's like an adventure for kids to read books like this. The whole book is about recycling. What happens when we recycle something? Where does it go? How does it get sorted? It's so educational for me. Like, I enjoy reading this over and over and over and over again. At the end, it tells you what you can make from recycled goods. So it teaches children the importance of recycling. So this is great. Oh, by the way, I am going to link all of the books in the description of this video, so just go ahead and click on that if you're interested in learning more about a book. Next. This was another Usborne book. This one is called What is Racism? It talks about not just what racism is, but where it comes from, why people think a certain way. Also, it talks about if it's okay to talk about racism. It can be a very uncomfortable topic sometimes because you're not sure if it's okay to talk about it. The book itself is not very long. It's a lift the flat book, so it's really engaging for children. It's interactive. Usborne just had so many great books. I think I don't know if they just started printing more lately, making more books, but all of their books were so good. First published in 2021. See, they're so topical. A lot of the Usborne books were so topical this time. So there's that. This was another one that I fell in love with. Each page has one message. It explains to children 10 little things that they can do to help make the world a better world. For instance, this one says, I enjoy, then you flip it over like this, making toys from things around the house. The illustration is a little robot that this child made using old cardboard and construction paper, things that were lying around the house. I want Alex and Olivia to be well aware of the world that they're living in. I want them to know that this world does have problems, but that we can be part of the solution. Not just the negative, but to say, look, you can totally help change the world. If you give children the knowledge to change the world, you're empowering them to want to change the world. And I talk a lot about that in my parenting book, so if you haven't checked that out, please go and check that out. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? Yes. This one is called Our Skin, a first conversation about race. It's a board book, but the content is serious enough that Alex enjoys it as well. We've read this a few times already, and I highly recommend this. It naturally makes children think. So, for instance, says, our skin is beautiful, strong, and important. So it tells you something, right? Then it says, what do you love about your skin? I love that. I love a book that provides you with information, what I call input, and then asks the child a question that makes them think. I call that the output. I think books like this are so good at that. And I talk a lot about the Levine method, which is the kind of parenting that I developed. And this book is perfect for that because it teaches the parent something and it teaches your child something, and then it gives you little opportunities to have a conversation with your child. So those are the 3 parts of the Levine method, and this is perfect for that. So Alex is 6 years old now, and eventually I'm gonna get asked about the birds and the bees. In English, we say the birds and the bees. Sex education, basically. And I know this is a very hot topic among parents in any country because children ask. And I have been doing a lot of research about it because I want to be prepared when Alex asks me about that. I'm going to make a separate video about that. But I did want to introduce 2 books that I came across by the same authors. One is for 7-year-olds and one is for 10-year-olds. So I still have about a year. Alex is only 6. I'm not rushing, but I do want to be prepared. So I got these. They're scientific because that's the approach we take in America. We talk about the science with our children more than anything. But it talks also about love and what is love? What kinds of love is there? So I think with my kids, this is something I'm going to be using. But a lot of you have told me that you're actually very interested in this topic. So I am going to make a separate video about this because I do believe that the way we teach sex education to children in America is different than the way you teach it in Japan. I'm a parent too, and I have to do all my research so that I know how to approach the topic. So once I finish with all of that research, I will go ahead and let you guys know. So that was it. Believe it or not, I did this video sitting seiza. It's so painful, it's so painful. Olivia has started taking Japanese dance, traditional dance lessons, Nihongo. And I want to start taking tea ceremony lessons with her. And in order to do that, I need to be able to sit seiza. So I've been sitting seiza this whole video, and I can't feel my legs anymore. So I don't know why I just said that. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, here we go again. Oh. Okay, the closing. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So that about covers all of the books that I bought. We have been reading these together, enjoying them thoroughly. I highly recommend all of these. You guys seem to like hearing my recommendations. So I was thinking of doing one of these videos maybe seasonally or every time I go to the bookstore. That would be a lot though, because I do go to the bookstore a lot. Yeah, maybe I'll do one of these for adults too. Books that I've been reading lately that I like. I don't know. Okay, I will see all of you next time. Love you. Bye. Ouch, ouch.